Hello, Instagram and the world. I am Jonathon Melendrez of Melendrez Dance Studios, and this is take two. The first time, it didn't really happen really well. I had brought up Murphy's Law, and that was a mistake because the first time that we went live, I don't know what happened. So, hi, Krista. Krista, nice to see you. I see that you're here. Thanks for coming to the show. Okay, so we're going to try this again. And, okay, let's see if this works. Take two. Okay, we're bringing on Audrey from bridalpathinc.com.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Oh my God.
Isn't that just life in 2020?
Yeah. You know, I just talked about Murphy's Law, and I guess that was a mistake. I've already mentioned it. I already mentioned it three times already, so maybe I really shouldn't talk about him again because he's floating around here making sure that, you know, shit's getting screwed up. Anyways, so hi, Audrey. Nice to meet you.
Hi. So glad to be here. I'm thrilled.
So you are friends with Angela Neuron Shoes. I think that's fantastic.
Yes.
And to repeat what you said, because we are friends with Neuron, we are already friendly and we love each other.
Exactly. Our friendship is meant to be.
I love it. I love it. So, so tell me a little bit about Bridal Path here, because I'm on your website, and it's the website I should probably talk about more than any other platform like Instagram or anything. Or does it make a difference?
It doesn't matter. Our website is great. Our Instagram, we're hanging out on there, so whatever is fine.
Bridalpathinc.com. If people can go onto this website, it is filled with gorgeous, amazing, beautiful, elegant, luxurious wedding gowns. And it looks like you have gowns here for the bride, the mother of the bride, and bridesmaids. Holy cow.
Everything. Kind of a one-stop shop.
I love that idea. So what are you guys known for? Why do people come to you?
So the Bridal Path has been in Jackson, Mississippi for, this is our 50th year in business.
Wow.
My mom, my sister, and I bought the store 2 years ago, May. And so this is going on our third year owning it, and we absolutely love it. It is a very special tradition in Jackson. We have a lot of brides that come in, and their mom and their grandmother, and you know, so many of their friends have all gotten their dresses here over the years. And so it's just really neat because it's kind of like being a part of like this storybook that, you know, keeps going. So we've had so much fun just coming in every day and loving on brides. Whenever you have a job that probably like you feel with, you know, teaching dance, it's like you love it and it's something that you're personally, you know, passionate about, and so your days don't feel like work. Like people ask, you know, is it ever stressful? Like I just feel like it's nothing but fun, and some days there are stressful days, but at the end of the day, like I would rather be stressed here than anywhere else. So
yeah, right.
It is so special, and it's really just like a happy and welcoming place to be. We really like want everyone to feel like family once they come here, and I think that that's something really special about doing all of the different parts that we do. We do in-house alterations, bridesmaids, mothers, all of it. And so instead of just getting to sell someone a dress and never seeing them again, like other types of retail or other stores, we get to be with them literally through the entire process, because you come in, you pick out your wedding dress, and then you come in another day and you pick out your bridesmaids, and then you come in for alterations. And so we like truly have a real relationship and friendship with every customer that comes through, because we actually get the opportunity, you know, to get to know them on multiple days and times, and, you know, just kind of get to a wedding plan alongside them. And it's been such an awesome journey just for the last couple of years. So
Wow, that's fantastic. I love the fact that it's family owned. My brother and I both have dance studios, and dancing's been in our family for a long time. But yeah, having I'm sure people walking in, you know, to a family owned business, it's much more comforting and secure feeling being part of a family, right?
It's
Do you
so
think
much fun.
brides like
I think that it's nice because you get to like know all of us and we all have different strengths. And so like my mom is, you know, great at like the accounting and the business side of it. And then Amelia is like very sweet and just like genuinely cares about people so much. And I care about, you know, the brides and the fashion and exactly how like all of it looks. And I'm very perfectionist at the end of it. And so you kind of like get all of our strengths to be one awesome person that, you know, can kind of do everything. And it's, I
right?
wouldn't have it any other way than being able to do it with the two of them. I
Yeah.
majored in fashion design and merchandising. So I worked here in college, and whenever I was about to graduate, the Lord just somehow came through and was like, this is the time that you get to own the bridal path. And so it's been such a cool journey, and I'm just really thankful that the two of them have, you know, not that it's not their dream too, but it did kind of start off as something that I wanted to do, and they have literally been there every step of the way with me. And so it's just been super special. I'm only 24, so you know, going to work with my mom every day has been so much fun. And it's just definitely different than I feel like the relationship that most people have with their family. Like we spend more time together than anybody in the world. But we really get along, and we do really well together. So I think it is welcoming just to see like we're a family, we're here for you and your family, and we understand, you know, dynamics of everything. And so it's been great.
What a little birdie tells me that you just got married.
I did just a little over 6 months ago. So
Nice, nice.
yeah,
And of course, being a choreographer, I'm going to ask you, did you have a first dance?
I had a first dance.
Yeah.
I am definitely not the good dancer of the two of us. My husband's name is Gage, and he has more rhythm in his pinky finger than I have in my entire body. So our family was not blessed with the dance genes. We try, we have a good time, we're happy to be there, but we cannot dance. However, Gage is amazing. I'm not saying that he is technical like you would be, but he can make it look good. And so he obviously had the whole plan for our dance. And then my two worries of my entire, like right before the wedding, I was worried that Gage, we were going to drive off in my dad's old little white blue Bronco. He has like a bunch of antique cars, and I wanted to ride off in that. And so Gage was going to have to learn how to drive a stick shift, and my dad was going to have to learn how to dance. And so the two of them are really close. My dad was the best man in my wedding for Gage. And
Awesome.
so that's really like near and dear to my heart too, that they're like such great friends. But I told the two of them, I was like, my only two worries and the only two things that are out of my control are that dad needs to teach Gage how to drive a stick shift, and Gage has to teach dad how to dance for our first dance. And so we danced, and dad was actually, he had done so much practice that he was upset whenever the band like didn't play the entire song that we had been practicing to. You know, they kind of cut it short. Plan for that, and his two, he's very upset still that he didn't get to show off his best two dance moves at the end. But we did a little swing dancing, and the Angelina and those lived up to the name for sure. So it was a lot of fun. I'm not a great dancer, but I am small and easy for Gage to just spin
Pick up
around, and I
around you.
just kind of do whatever I'm told. So,
So, so let me ask you, bridalpathinc.com. You know, everybody, you know, this whole COVID thing is getting around, and everybody is adapting to you know, this whole new environment. How's your
yeah.
business handling that? What are you doing to make people feel safe and secure coming into the store?
For sure. So I took my mask off for this video. We've been wearing our little cute, this is the black version, but one of our wedding dress designers made these beautiful lace masks that are very pretty and bridal. And so we've been wearing those around the store. And we are only taking one bride at a time. Usually we can take up to 3 at a time, and they are in their own separate areas. Even then, it's not like you're on top of each other, but and I might show y'all around the store in a little while. But we are taking, you know, a lot less appointments than normal, but it's been really neat because when we reopened on May 1st, we had scheduled out all the appointments that either like had been canceled during March and April when we were closed, or people that, you know, wanted to come shopping and were just waiting to see when they could make an appointment. And so with a lot of people not being at work during the weekdays, that, you know, a lot of people working from home, usually weekdays are busy, but then Saturdays are like psycho here. And you're like spending the whole week going like, Lord, please get me through Saturday. Like, you know, it's so much fun, but you do not sit down one time. And so anyway, it worked out really well after getting back because we were taking one bride at a time. And so Monday through Saturday was like equally busy. We were taking, you know, one bride at a time every day. So that honestly, transitioning from like not working at all for a couple of months, if we had gone into a crazy Saturday from there, I don't know if any of us had lived through it. So we are, you know, doing that, requiring masks, which is no fun to shop for a wedding dress with the mask on, but you know, if you can look that good in a mask, then you'll look 1,000 times better whenever you don't have it on. So we've decided that we're going to stop wearing lipstick and just start doing our makeup from here up, since we don't have to see anything anyway.
You know, I didn't even think about that one. That's pretty ingenious. That's great.
Save some money on some makeup and some time in the mornings. But yeah, we are, you know, doing everything we can. Mom, you want to say hey?
I do. Hi.
Hello. Hi, Mommy. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
You're Jamie, right?
Jamie.
How's it going over there?
It's good.
How are your daughters handling the business and the bride and the customers?
They're amazing.
Yeah. Now I was gonna, you know, and now that you're in the frame here, I want to ask you. This is a one-stop business, so that means that the brides can come in and buy the dress, buy the veils, buy the shoes, you know, that whole 9 yards. They can get everything in that one place. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. We lost Mom to a but she's on the run.
She's on the run. She's going. You can't stop Mom, I tell you. I can't stop my mom either.
That is the one thing about her. She kind of comes and goes as she pleases around here. She knows she can't get fired, so.
So the brides can get everything in one place at one time.
Yes.
That's great. And what shoes do you have there? If they want to buy shoes, who do you recommend that they buy shoes from?
So the only shoes we carry are Angela Duran's. We tried for a split second to carry like a little bit less expensive line for like bridesmaids and, you know, mothers that weren't like trying to get like a full Angela Duran shoe, which I think even if you're a bridesmaid, you should have an Angela Duran shoe after wearing them. But we do only carry the Angela Duran's just because we know without a shadow of a doubt, like whoever walks out on them is going to love them. Like there's just no doubt in my mind that I'll send somebody out and we've never had anyone come back and been like, those aren't comfortable. You know, I died in those that night, and my feet totally like determine my mood. So if I'm wearing an uncomfortable pair of shoes to even like someone else's wedding, I'm like, all right, it's time for me to leave now, because I'm like starting to get uncomfortable, and this isn't like worth standing in these uncomfortable shoes all night. And so especially on my wedding day, I'm like, this is the happiest day of my life. Like the last thing I want to be worried about is my feet.
Right.
So it was, Angela sent me, I'll have to show y'all like kind of the equivalent. I don't have them here, but she sent me the most beautiful pair of the closed-toed Malanga shoes with the beaded rose on them. They were literally me in a shoe. Whenever she sent out, like, I'm thinking about adding these beaded roses to the line. Like, before I was even getting married, I was like, I don't care if you have anything else. Like, I will not live without those beaded rose shoes. Yeah. So she knew I loved them, and she didn't even know at the time, I don't think, what my wedding dress looked like. And because I didn't either, really. It was custom Lazara that I didn't see until about a month before my wedding. And so she sent them to me, and they looked like they were made to match my dress. And it was just so neat how it worked out so well that, you know, her shoes match anything. But what I loved from her were exactly like what I would have dreamed up to wear with my wedding dress. So.
Are there certain kinds of trends, certain styles that are coming back or developing? I'm sure there's got to be some type of, you know, trend coming in for dresses.
As far as wedding dresses, yeah. I feel like we're loving those right now. We are having a lot of brides that either love the dresses with the bows already, or we are making a lot of like custom things with bows on them through alterations. And it's just like a beautiful, classy, chic Southern thing, I feel like, to love. And so we're thrilled that bows are here. And, you know, always loving a long train. I think it's really neat to see like how the trend does kind of just go back and forth between sleek and lace. And I feel like a lot of brides lately, you know, just kind of goes back and forth, have been loving like the really sleek, beautiful, you know, structured look. And it's been really neat to see what some of our designers have been able to do with like what looks like a simple dress, but they add like this, you know, awesome detail to it. And it's like, wow, this went from being like a cool, simple dress to like this wow factor, you know, dress, whether that's a bow or a pleat or, you know, whatever it might be. And we're seeing a lot of like blushers come back on veils, you know, the part that covers your face around here, which has been really cool and just kind of nice to see like the tradition of the blusher coming back. And then it goes in waves, but we didn't get to go to market in the spring. So we have bought from some of our designers, but usually market is a good time when you get to like look around even the designers that you don't carry and see what like the overarching trend is that kind of hit. We've seen a lot of things with like capes, sort of. You might see on our Instagram, my friend Madeline Waller did like it's made by our veil designer Tony Federici, and it connected to the back of her straps of her dress and like kind of draped and then looked like a veil in the back. And so for the brides that are going the opposite direction from the brides that are going with the blusher, we have some people that like the idea of the veil in the back of the dress, but don't really want it in their hair. They don't really want to look like they're wearing a veil. And so we've loved the idea of like a cape or something that, you know, drapes down the back of the dress and gives you kind of that effect without having to wear a veil. So we've seen a lot of that too.
So being a new bride, right? And you just got married 6 months ago. I'm sure you've got lots of stories and experience that you want to share, tips on future brides, future customers, you know, to think of when they come in to buy a dress.
For sure.
Anything you want to share? Any tips that you can share on that?
I feel like, you know, everybody tells you to soak it in because it really is like the most magical day of your entire life. And I can totally attest to that. And the people that are having to like have 2 weddings or like a wedding interception because of COVID, I'm like, everyone's like, you got so lucky that you got married in December before all this craziness happened. And like, not to like think that anybody who's going through this is not having a hard time. But me personally, like psycho me, I would have wanted to have 2 wedding days. I would have been like, yes, let's have the ceremony with just my family, wear my dress, like have the whole deal, and then a reception with all my friends, take all the pictures, like 2 whole wedding days. Like I wouldn't want anything more than that. So one day, all in one, was the best day ever. But I'm just saying that, you know, if I could sign up for another one, like I would do it. With Gage, the same thing, but sign me up for 2. So I feel for the COVID brides, but I'm also like, if you look at this from another perspective, then you can really get to soak in one day into 2 days, and that's awesome. So, but I also think in general, like, I knew about wedding dresses and I knew about the things that I knew about, but there was also a lot of things that I didn't know about, and nobody teaches you how to plan a wedding. So like it's overwhelming to, learn everything. I did have a wedding planner / day of coordinator that like helped me so much. And I'm still so thankful for that every day, because it just helps to have somebody that like knows what's going on. You don't have to think about it. Like you can just spend your day truly like soaking in every bit of it. But I always tell people like it's going to be perfect. And I'm always like, it's going to be perfect. As I always just think things are going to be perfect. But the only people that are ever disappointed in their day in general or any situation are the ones that think that nothing's going to go wrong. And so you have to go into it like knowing that you did your best and you know that it's planned. Everything about it is about you and your husband or significant other. And I think that if you go into it knowing like something's going to go wrong and we're going to giggle about it, like you'll be the happiest person on earth. But I think that wedding days are just so neat because like my birthday was Sunday and I love my birthday, and I've always like gotten in trouble with my family because I like love worship my own birthday so much. But the reason that I love my birthday and always have is because it's the one day of the year that like everybody that you love and know like comes together, and it's like just happens to be about you. Like I can have a birthday party with like my college friends, my high school friends, my, childhood friends, and then all my family, and like all of them may not know each other to begin with, but then they're all friends by the end. You just get to like watch all your friends be friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was how I felt on my wedding day, but on steroids. Like hundreds of my friends and family like coming together. My Gage's cousins are talking to my cousins who have never met on this side of the family. And, it's just like the neatest day ever. And it will probably never happen to you again. And
Right.
so it's something that like I don't take lightly, and it makes me love my job even more because like you don't know how special it's going to be until you get there. And you can get worried about all the little details, and like that's fine because like you're planning your wedding and you want it to all go perfect. But like at the end of the day, if the flowers don't show up, then you're married. Everyone is there that loved you, and it's going to be perfect. So perfect in an imperfect way, I feel like, is the way that I look at a wedding day now. And so I feel like Angela said, that's why the dress is so special. But and the dress obviously is special. I'm biased, but that is going to be the one thing that everybody there sees. They may not try the food. They may not see every bouquet that you had. They may not eat the cake, but they're going to see you in that wedding dress, and they're going to want a picture with you, and they're going to notice what you have on. So that's really special to me. And I think that everybody just deserves to feel amazing on their day. So
what do you think of you mentioned COVID brides a second ago. What do you think they're facing right now?
Gosh, I feel like I don't even know how. I think it's so hard because like everybody has experienced something that like COVID has affected them by. Like, people haven't gotten to go to their loved ones' funerals. There's people, I feel for the seniors that didn't get to like walk across the stage for graduation or do prom. Like everybody has like a valid reason to feel like it's unfair. And so I think that especially the COVID brides in the beginning that were having to take the first step and decide like, what do we do? Do we cancel? Do we not cancel? Like the beginning of April brides, like I cannot imagine, because you get like Gage and I dated for 6 years, and you get to like a month before your wedding and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a month before my wedding. Like I can't wait. I don't know how to feel. And then like suddenly it's kind of taken away from you. And I can't imagine how it would feel to have the wind taken out of your sails like that. But I think, life is kind of what you make of it. And so it's okay to like be sad and, take the loss of like what you could have done on your wedding, you know, what you would have had and what it would have looked like, and you have that idea in your head, and I think it's okay to be upset about that. But at the end of the day, like, you have to just take it and you get to make something amazing out of it. And, you know,
right.
the things that go wrong a lot of times are something that you look back and you're like, that's why this happened. Like, I'm so thankful that it didn't, you know, happen on this day or whatever it might be. The things that went wrong on my wedding day are some of our favorite memories. So
yeah.
I think that it just is kind of like life is going to happen to you, and sometimes you just have to make the most of what you have.
Yeah.
And so I feel for him, though. I mean, it was some hard, tough conversations that were happening here in the beginning, and now people have kind of like, they have a friend that has done it, and they're like, okay, well, this is what they did, and I can compare it to that, and you kind of choose what you want to do from there. But it doesn't make it any less sad, for sure.
But, you know, dealing with you know, bridezillas, there's got to be some challenging parts of selling dresses. Does anything come to mind? What's the most challenging aspect of dealing with dresses and brides?
I feel like it's just something that, like, and especially now after doing it, like, you really, it's the pressure in general of just making sure everything is perfect. Like, not a thing is out of place, not a thing, you know, is different from exactly what the bride wants it to be, because, like, that is your one wedding dress and your one, you know, day that you have planned. And so everything in my control is, I guess it's just I'm not necessarily a worrier, but owning the business versus working here, it was like, you know, a whole new level of like care and concern. You know, like, I'll stay up some nights like wondering, you know, when something's going to come, or if this was done right or wrong. And so it's a very detail oriented job, which I like about it. But it just, you know, you have to get the right color and the right size, and if you order it to length, it's got to be exactly the right shoe. And, you know, there's just a million different factors. And then you're dealing with vendors. You know, we have great vendors, but you're dealing with things sometimes, especially with COVID, that are out of your control, and you're just trying to, like, be the, you know, have a great, like, middleman that makes everybody, like, feel like everything is going to be perfect. And 99.9% of the time it is. But, you know, there's days that definitely, like, I stay up and think, like, I'm going to get this right. And nobody's ever going to walk down the aisle naked or not in a dress that they don't love. But, like, it's just something that I take real responsibility for. And being, like, a perfectionist in general, I think makes it harder on me, for sure, like, just because I want everyone to leave being the happiest they've ever been. And so from start to finish, you know, I care deeply for every single bride.
Yeah, it's definitely an emotional time, for sure. So as a wrap-up question here, you know, what should brides expect when they come into your store? You know, I'm sure they have all these wonderful things going on in their head about picking out the right dress and everything. So tell us what should they expect coming into your store?
Well, I can kind of show you around too, but I think more than
can you do that?
they can, yeah, sure. I think more than anything, they can expect to be, you know, just thrilled and get to see a lot of different things. We have a really wide price range, and so you can pretty much try on every single style and silhouette within whatever your budget is. And I think that that's something that's really special to us. This is kind of one of our dressing rooms. We've got 7 dressing rooms. So this is kind of like your big try on area. Here I am.
Hi.
So this is bridesmaids, all here. And then we just started our sample sale for the month of July. So all of these gowns are on a sale. They're samples that have been tried on, and they are wonderful dresses that are at a discount. And then all of these gowns here are our mother's dresses. So lots to see.
Well, that's a lot of
this is Stacy, one of our stylists. Everybody's in their masks, and then this is kind of our hallway of fitting rooms, and they're very spacious, and you've got good room to kind of see yourself and everything, and you're separated from your group just so that you can this is our like front window area that looks out. These are some precious little guests. We're Instagram live showing around the store if y'all want to. So they're waiting for their bride to come out in her gown.
Oh, awesome.
Well, me too. We're all trying to get used to the mask thing. So this is kind of where you walk in, and our front desk, and then here's most importantly the Angela and Iran display here. So
beautiful.
right by the front door, of course. So that's kind of all that. We've got veils, we've got accessories of all different types, so you can pretty much expect to be totally welcomed in by our staff and our stylists, and you'll have an absolutely unforgettable experience, because it really is one of the happiest shopping days probably you'll ever have. And it's just something that like I feel like everyone remembers in some way or another. And so we really like don't take it lightly at all how important it is for people to come and have like the time of their lives with their family. But anyway, so it is.
Well, thank you for giving us a tour of your place. It's beautiful. You got some amazing dresses. And
thank you.
I want to let everybody know that your website is fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you. We had that redone, I guess, what, Taylor, like I think it debuted on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day was today.
Hi.
This is Taylor, one of our stylists. This is kind of our back room where we do all the receiving. It's not quite so glamorous back here. But we have loved the website. It's been nice to kind of have something that finally matches our brand. That was the interesting part about buying a pre-existing business, was that we wanted it to, you know, feel the same, but we also wanted it to feel like right for our bride and the modern bride, and just like what people my age are, you know, wanting and looking for. And so the website was one of the last things that we had redone. I wanted it to be good and perfect, and so our social media and our website and everything kind of matched. But so
you have a beautiful store. Thanks for giving us a tour. I really appreciate it, and thanks for cutting out some time to be on the live show with us. Thank you, because I know being a store owner, you've got a million things to do, and so
I've got some good help. So it is definitely not nearly as much work as it would be without them. So we're thankful to be part of it, and we'll have to get on here and take some dance lessons from you next time.
I do virtual lessons too, so we could do it from.
We might need to. We have a good little Bridal Path employee dinner party every once in a while. We'll have to have you at the next one.
That would be awesome.
You would crack up if you saw our Nintendo Switch. We played Just Dance last time, and
really?
We had some serious dance offs. So it wasn't anything pretty, but we had fun.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for coming on, Audrey. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you, Angela, for asking me. I'm honored.
Thanks so much, and good luck to you. And maybe we'll catch up with each other later on.
That sounds great. Thanks.
Right. Thanks for your time, Audrey.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. Did you see her store? What'd you think about her store? Okay, so at the beginning of our live stream, we had technical difficulties, and we missed one of my dance lessons with a mask, as a wedding couple with a mask, but I'll probably show that some other time. Hi, Nora. What do you think of her store?
Well, I had a pretty good idea what the store looks like, because I've been working with them for several years now. I've never been in the store. Of course, you know, we're down here in South Florida and they're up in Jackson, Mississippi, but I've seen so many pictures of the store, and I've actually got a beautiful picture of Janie and Audrey and Amelia on my website. So on our website, AngelaNeuron.com, if you go to the retailers page, then the image at the top of the retailers page are the three ladies, and they're sitting on this beautiful white rug, and they've got all these beautiful white gowns behind them. It is the perfect photograph, and they were so sweet, and they agreed to let me put that picture on my website. So I knew the store was gorgeous. And I told you, isn't Audrey the sweetest thing? Ah, the sweetest. She's just
I love her accent. I love her Mississippi accent. Love it.
You know, I grew up in Memphis, and I moved to Florida about 31 years ago. I meant to tell you this, that if I hang around Audrey or any other women from the South for more than about 30 seconds, my Southern accent will come flying out, because it's buried in there. I grew up with it, and I'm telling you, if I allowed myself to start talking like that, yeah, it would be there. Audrey, you were fantastic, darling. I want to show you the bow shoes. The bow shoes are here, and there's a little bow in the back. I wish I could. There we go. Maybe that shows a little better. And the straps change, but we've got these in 3 different heel heights right now, and I'll get you all the information about the shoes, sweetie, when I get a chance. Oh, we loved having you. We loved having you. You were just darling. I see you love the shoes. I do too, darling. I do
well,
too.
as usual, my show has gone way over time. Like 20 minutes ago.
Well, we had technical difficulties. I missed a whole bunch of the show. When we first came on, and then Audrey came on, and then it started going a little bit wanky there. Yeah. So after every show, I don't know if you do this, but I always go back to watch the shows after they've aired, I guess is the proper terminology.
I'm glad you do, because I don't.
I'm sorry?
I'm glad you do.
Oh, I always watch them several times, and then I post them, and I put them on my YouTube channel, and because there's a lot of good information here, you know. Yeah. There's stuff buried in there. Anyway, I want to also wish everybody a very happy and safe 4th of July, which is coming up. I have on my little American flag here. And you can't tell it, but I have on a blue and white striped dress, and I got this really awesome red scarf, but it's buried under a shoebox now, so I'm not going to bother to dig it back out. But everybody have a wonderful, safe 4th. I know that we're all going to be watching fireworks, I think, virtually on our computers and so forth. Hey, speaking of which, are y'all hearing all the fireworks going off in the middle of the night?
Not lately. We haven't heard anything yet.
Really? We have them almost every night. I live out east, and they go off every night. Audrey, tell Janie I said hi too. I tried to say hello while y'all were, when she stuck her head in the feed, but I'm probably not typing fast enough. But kisses, love all of you guys so much. Thank you so much for doing this, you two, you three. I wish we'd seen Amelia as well, but yeah. I'm really glad to come on. Yeah. Yeah,
it was a good show. It was a good show. So thanks again for coming on. Help me out here.
Always got your back here, John.
Love you. Awesome. All right. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Talk to you later.
I will. Okay. Bye, everybody.
And that concludes the Melendrez live stream. I'm Jonathon Melendrez. Happy 4th of July. Please wear a mask.